Hey guys, welcome back to Salem, Cellar. Today we're going to be discussing the 1990s cult classic Tremors. I'll be right back. So Tremors was released January 19th, 1990. It was directed by Ron Underwood, starring Kevin Bacon and Michael Gross. Michael Gross actually starred in all 7 films. I'm not sure if you guys knew that. I thought that was pretty cool. So this movie is about a gigantic worm called a Graboid that terrorizes this small town in Perfection, Nevada. So, like I said, there were 7 of these movies total, and as the series goes on, they just get really, really bad. The newest one that was released in 2020, that's on Netflix if anyone wants to catch that one. But this movie, I just remember watching it, as a child and just being super excited about it. I love creature features, and there's something really terrifying about a monster under the ground. Like that senses vibration. You can't move, you can't do anything, or it's coming up to get you. So that was pretty terrifying as a child. Even as an adult, when you think about it, having a massive worm under you, you don't know exactly what it looks like. Is this just one big worm? Is this with like different tentacles every which way? Is there several of them underground? In the second movie, they actually tell you the origin of the Graboids, which I thought was pretty cool. I remember the first time I saw one of the creatures come out of the ground. First, you see this big, massive worm, and then these little mini worms start coming out of its mouth. It's like, oh my goodness, how horrifying. I can't forget that feeling. And then seeing it trying to eat cars and, clearly it's a man-eating worm, so it's eating human beings. But to try to eat a vehicle, going through walls, cement walls, I get chills now thinking about it. And then the final scenes where they're in the desert on the big rock and just seeing them explode, it's such a fun movie, even to this day. Kevin Bacon is really enjoyable in it. He's a cute character. Who doesn't love Kevin Bacon? So this movie it's just exciting throughout. It starts with, you see certain people getting eaten by this giant man-eating worm, and you're introduced by Kevin Bacon's character, and he's a little cowboy from Nevada. And you also meet somebody who's studying what she thinks is earthquakes, but it's actually a monster. And they are trapped in their tiny little town. There's one scene where they're in a convenience store, and the guy who runs the store, who is like, you don't want to die, gets eaten by the Graboid, which was pretty sad for me. Like, even when I watch it now, like, I'm like, don't die, live somehow. So Michael Gross and his wife, who actually is played by Reba McEntire, they are prepared for anything. They have a basement filled with guns, grenades, whatever you can think of. So I'm sure everybody else in the town was extremely happy that they were there. They are just ready for war. They were just such a cute couple throughout the movie, and I just loved how they just, they had each other's back and they were going to destroy this monster. This movie is just one of those cult classics that stick with you. And the sequels aren't horrible if you like B movies that are just a little silly. They're not terrible movies. If you haven't seen them, at least see some of them. I haven't seen the newest one yet, the 2021, but I definitely plan on seeing it now that I know it's on Netflix. But Tremors is definitely a movie that if you haven't seen it, you need to check it out. So if you haven't seen this movie, what are you waiting for? Go see it. It's amazing. Just go see the whole series. 7 movies. It's not that many. Let me know which one is your favorite. Please make sure you follow me on social media, like, share, and subscribe, and I will be right back.